Good evening, Peter Sidwell here. Welcome to Masterclass Junior. It's Friday, which means it's going to be a treat night recipe tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been another great week. Amazing weather today up here in the Lake District. Absolutely beautiful. But I promised the kids 6 weeks ago, when we first started Masterclass Junior, that I would show them how to make Ben & Jerry's style ice cream. So we're going to take some beautiful vanilla ice cream and we're going to turn it one into fish food, one into cookie dough. It's this one's favourite. She's nagged me for 6 weeks now. But we're also going to, because it's cinema night tonight in our house, we're going to do some nachos with cheese sauce and salsa, the best nachos. None of it open these Dorito packets. We're going to show you how to make some amazing ones, aren't we? Yeah. So first of all, we need to make our caramel, okay? So I've got a pan on here. Can you pass me those ingredients, Pop? You put the sugar and the butter. So I've got some soft brown sugar and butter there into a pan, and we've got some double cream. You're not going to use all this. Well, you can add it all up to the ice cream if you want. But this is the kind of recipe that's really good for making extras, because once you've got caramel in the fridge, you can make a dessert like that. In it goes, all of it. Put your spoon in and scoop that out. This is a great recipe because really all you need to do is just bring it all up to the boil. And once the sugar is completely dissolved into the caramel, the more you cook it, the darker the caramel becomes. So if you like a very dark, almost slightly bitter caramel, then you need to cook it further. But if you just want a really nice caramel, and I think we're actually maybe put a little bit of salt in there as well and kind of bring it up. So once you've given that a mix, Pops, we'll bring the heat up onto that and that'll do. All right? Yeah. So give it a good mix. Now, if you have any questions, again, as always, fire them our way on Facebook. Emily will try to answer them or shout them out. She has a list of questions today, so she may well have beaten you to it. But if you have any questions about this recipe or what we've done like 6 weeks worth of recipes, 3 times a week. So we've done lots of different recipes. We've got a plan going forward because they're going back to school soon, which is great news. We've got 1 more week before they go back, and then we've got a plan going forward, and we'll share that with you next week. But we've still got tons of recipes coming. Okay? Right. So you can hold on to those, because we've got... Uh-oh. Poppy. Right. Should we swap to the wooden spoon? There, next to you. Okay? So there's rubber handles on those pans there, so you'll be safe. Look, really clever, these. So we've got these great cast aluminium pans, which are really good because they're non-stick, they're lightweight, they're brilliant, and then we've got these little rubber handles here, so if they do get hot, they're just that little bit safer for you, aren't they? It's easier than holding a tea towel and things like that. So you keep stirring that for me, and then I'm going to talk to them. So we're going to make, I promised, a fish food, or a version of fish food.
Not going to be exactly.
Not exactly the same, but do you know what? It'll have fish in it. So I've got some dark chocolate here. Are you all right, Emily? It's almost dissolved. I'm going to stick that on a medium heat and then save on washing up. I'm just going to sit that there nice and gently in the caramel. So we melt the chocolate because we're going to pipe our chocolate fish, which Poppy's been asking me about all week. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that?
I've got to pipe.
And we're going to show you later. So, now, should we make the cookie dough, Pops?
Yeah.
Are you going to do this?
We have to combine the butter and the sugar so it's a creamy consistency.
Yep, you got it, kiddo. And then we've got some good vanilla, and that'll probably help as well. So let's put the vanilla in. So if you show Emily that camera there, she'll probably cut into that one, will she? Yeah, and show them the technique. So when you're creaming, like Poppy was saying, use the back of your spoon and press it up against the sides like that. Can you see that, Emily? Yeah? Do you see, Pops?
Yeah.
And the idea is to combine and get the sugar to dissolve slightly in the butter. So even if you were doing this in a mixer, you've got to mix it enough that the two dissolve, because naturally they're two things that don't want to mix together. And the key is when it's not sounding like it's scratchy anymore, that's when you know it's mixed together. So keep going with that. I'm just going to check the chocolate. Excuse me.
It's starting to melt.
Yeah. Have we got any questions yet, Emily?
Yeah, we've got any questions.
No? Oh, go on then, Emily.
Because sometimes people can be too scared to make a normal caramel.
Yeah.
They can burn it or...
Just keep it on a really, really low heat. Control is key.
Yeah.
It's a bit like working with me all day, Emily. I'm in control. No, being in control, that's what cooking's all about. Don't stick it on a full heat.
Yep.
Don't go mental with it. Just, do you know what I mean? Just keep it on a nice, low, gentle heat. Let it get up to temperature in time and stay in control.
But if you're like too scared, like maybe...
You can buy caramel, you know, like...
Can you use a bottle caramel?
Well, you can use condensed milk, can't you? It's condensed milk or condensed milk, isn't it?
Yeah. Condensed caramel.
They make the carnation, carnation. They also do a caramel version of their milk, and you can buy it already made. So if you're a bit freaked out, or get some toffees and melt them in the microwave. Right. So my chocolate is melted, so I'm going to lift that off and leave the caramel ticking over. Poppy's now about to add plain flour to her cookie dough. Okay. All right. Good. So mix that together and we'll add a tiny little bit of milk because that's in the recipe as well. I'll just grab the milk.
We're not adding chocolate chips.
We- No, because,
You have to roll them into little balls and put them in.
well, the remaining chocolate from our fish food, we're going to add to this, you see.
Yeah.
So a little splash of milk. There we go. And that'll just help bring it all together. And then I'm just going to show Emily the... I'm just going to show Emily the caramel. So if I just... Oh, didn't need it. Can you see that, Emily?
Yeah.
Yeah? You see how it's just gently ticking over. Just let it naturally do its thing. All right? Have we got a cookie dough?
Yeah.
Right, show the camera. Brilliant.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so are you going to get a... well, rather than roll them into little balls, should we just use a teaspoon and we'll just add little bits into the ice cream? Okay, cool.
You might have to test the cookie dough just...
Yeah, I thought you might.
It's got no egg in, so you can actually eat it.
Well, that's why normally a cookie dough, a normal cookie dough that you're about to make into cookies would have egg in there as well. But because we're not cooking it, we've taken the egg out, we've reduced the flour slightly, and now we've got a more edible, safer cookie dough that we can eat in ice cream. So put that to one side, Pops. We're going to do the fish, I think, next. Should we do our fish? Right, so pop that onto there. Right, let's make a piping bag. Okay, so, just going to wait, Emily. Are we on the wide shot here, Emily?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a triangle of parchment paper here, yeah? Okay, so what you do is you put your hand, top of the hand, down. I'll tell you what I need to do. Make this as clear as we can. So that goes down there, on the long side, yeah? Take the paper, like that.
Here?
Yep. Put your finger in the middle. Yeah, and then turn like that. Do you see? Is that visually working?
Yeah, no, I can see it on the board.
Yeah?
Mine didn't work.
Right, let's try again. So, put your finger in the middle. Hand there. Take that hand, wrap it over like that. Put your finger back in the middle of the long side of the triangle. Turn it over like that. So roll and no, see what you're doing is, there, that way. All right, so you're making a cone. So this is always the tricky bit. And this will give everyone time, if anyone's cooking along with us, give them time to go and get some parchment paper. If you haven't got parchment paper, get a Ziploc bag and use that. Or if you've got a piping bag with a really small fine end, even better. But this is quite good, this works well. So you fold it over like that, and then you take this side, and you fold that over to meet the 2 points. You see how those 2 points there, and then you pull it, okay? And then we fold that piece in, and if you run over to my desk over there and get a stapler, That always helps. Go and get the stapler. I always think a stapler helps because it just gives some stability to it all. Poppy, on that worktop there, straight in front of you. There, where your hand is, where your left hand is, behind it. I can see it.
It's not here.
Girls. Two girls looking for one stapler. So if you just staple it like that, it kind of helps just hold it all together.
I want that one.
I thought you might. Shall I do this one then? That's such a great job, Poppy. Well done.
No.
So we roll them over, bring the 2 points together, pull them tight. Practice, practice, practice with this one. I remember being an apprentice chef and baker and it was like, oh, I can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. But right, Poppy, hold your piping bag for me. And yeah, that's it. Put your finger on the bottom and then pour the melted chocolate in. Hold it still, don't move it. Right, we'll save any excess chocolate to add to our cookie dough. Right, let's grab a tray. I will pipe some and then you will copy me, yeah? All right? So, can we see this all right, Emily? Put it back. There. So, I'm going to draw some fish. So, I start with the tail. And then I go across. And I go round like so. So, we start with the tail. You watching? And then once you've got, I'm just going to do 3. And then I'm going to let Poppy do the rest.
Are you sure?
And then you just fill them in. Like that. So now you've got your fish food. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we've got our chocolate fish. If you can't be bothered to do this, just throw chunks of chocolate into your thing. But I just think, you know, we're having a cinema night, we want Ben & Jerry's style ice cream.
Without buying it.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper this way. Right, so do you want to have a go at that?
Oh no.
So remember with the tail, just have a go, it doesn't matter. Always press from the top of the piping bag and get a nice gentle flow, and then once you start, then you draw it. More of a tadpole, that one, but you know, it'll be all right. So caramel's melting away there, looking good. I'm going to actually transfer this caramel now into a bowl so it cools down a little bit. Okay?
If you didn't want necessarily chocolate or caramel in your ice cream, what were the flavours?
Why on earth would you not want chocolate and caramel in your ice cream?
There's something.
Lemon curd would be beautiful, and meringue, that would be awesome.
See?
Raspberries, blackcurrants in the summer,
See?
rhubarb, cooked rhubarb, because then if you had vanilla ice cream and cooked rhubarb, it's like rhubarb and custard, and who doesn't love that? Yeah? Ginger biscuits, you could smash those up and put them in if you wanted. What else can we do? Amarettis, so Italian ice cream, or you could, if you were doing it for an adult, you could do like tiramisu, so you could soak ladies' fingers in coffee and then break it up into, it's the name of a cake, Poppy, it's not actually ladies' fingers. You're alright, don't worry. So you make like tiramisu, you could add roasted walnuts with honey and sea salt in there, you can kind of do what you like. But
So endless options if you don't want caramel.
chocolate and caramel, I mean, what's not to love? Right, are we done?
Look at that one.
There's some funny looking fish then. Right, that'll do. The rest of it we'll keep for our other ice cream. So we'll pop those to one side and they will set in the fridge, okay? That'll do. Right, so now
Nacho.
we're going to make our nachos, okay? So, can you get the tortilla wraps and those trays, Pop? Right, I'm going to get a knife. Oh, we're a bit slim on questions tonight, aren't we? Apart from Emily's list. Right, can I have the other wraps as well, please? So, tortilla wraps. Okay, they usually come in packs of 8, which is why we put 8 on the list. Okay, right, leave the cookie dough alone.
Okay.
Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut them in half like that. You do one half. There's a knife there for you. So we've cut them in half. We're going to cut them into quarters. and then pile them up, and then I'm going to cut them again. Maybe into 3, like so. Like that, yeah? That's nacho size, isn't it? So into 3, nice and steady.
This knife isn't big enough.
Do you want my knife?
Yeah.
Take it steady.
Can you
Hang on.
move them?
Move onto the board. That's it. Good. Good.
If you don't want to, if you don't have tortilla wraps to hand,
Yeah.
what else can you use?
You could use pancakes and you could cook them very low heat, about 140 degrees, and you could roast pancakes until they're crisp. Into thirds, not in half time, yeah?
Oh yeah. You can do it.
Last one. Okay, right. You could kind of do it with breadsticks, I suppose.
Wow.
Not really sure, really.
Tortillas.
You could do the same thing. I mean, if you wanted to buy the nachos and not make your own, you can. Right, okay. So, pass me that bowl there. So we're going to make a seasoning now. So if we put those onto there, I've got some really beautiful flavours here that are going to work. No, don't touch that. Really well. Okay, and these aren't hot. These are just flavoursome. Smoked paprika. Yeah? Go on. Ground cumin. We've got onion powder. And just put half that salt in, because I think that might be enough. We can always add a little bit more if we need it. No?
No ketchup.
No ketchup yet. That's for the salsa. So we mix that together, okay? And then you end up with a really beautiful seasoning. And to be honest, this seasoning's worth doubling or tripling and making up, because it's really, have a smell of that.
Ooh.
It smells good, huh? Right. So,
That'll be nice on them.
we're going to drizzle some oil
Whoa.
onto our nachos. And that'll just kind of help crisp them up.
Make them puff.
And it will also help the seasoning stick to the nachos. Right, you mix all those up for me.
With
Yeah?
your hands?
With your hands, roll your big baggy sleeves up and mix those together. Try and make sure everything gets a little bit of flavouring on. Yeah? These are going to be good. Really good.
Definitely won't have these.
We are having these. Let's scrap dinner and let's just have these.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move them onto here, and I'll do half and you do half. Yeah? So just get your hands in. Yeah?
Messy.
Messy, but full of flavour. That's the best food. And then just scatter them, not too much, because you want to sort of spread them out over a couple of trays. You know, more trays if you need to, really. Like 10 minutes, max. Right, Pops, pass me that one. Oh. Will you bring a cloth with you as well, Pops, so I can have a quick wipe up? So that's our nachos into the oven. Thank you. Don't need that. Now, time to make the salsa. Really simple salsa, very child-friendly salsa, I think, this one. Okay. So, let me grab a bowl. Look, the sun is out, Poppy. I feel like spring is in the air. We are almost there. I feel like spring is just around the corner today. Not yet. Red onion. I'll chop it, don't worry.
Good.
Okay? So we're going to do this really, really fine. Okay? So you use the tip of the knife and you pull back like that. And you don't cut all the way through the onion. Okay? And then cut in
A little bit.
a little bit. Can you see that, Emily? Where are we cut to? So you can see there, we haven't cut through the onion because it holds it all together. And then you crimp it shut
Really, really.
and push your knife through the onion. I knew you'd get tempted. You wouldn't want...
Which way? That
Yeah.
way.
Let's see if we can get it right once.
Oh, that's mean.
So in and pull back, yeah? In, pull, pull. Got it?
In.
And then pull it away from yourself. That's it, good. Do you find cutting onions easier now? You've done it like 3 times a week, every week. But you see how important onions are to cooking. It's in everything. It's like a foundation of flavour. Right.
And I know how to chop onions.
You do. Your brother cries when he does it.
I'm not crying anymore.
That's him. I know. Immune. Chief onion chopper she is now. Right.
Oh no.
So, with all good salsas is lime, in my opinion. So, we've got 1.5 limes. I want to squeeze them all over the onion, and this kind of gives them a real pickle, a real tang, a real edge to them, yeah? Can you do it? Don't do that, it'll go all over you. Point it down. Lime 1, Poppy 0.
I'm crying.
Oh dear. So, squeeze your lime like that. Then, turn it inside out, okay? And then squeeze it again and look how much extra juice you get out of it. Okay?
So much.
And if you really want to use up all your leftovers, I've got a top tip. Freeze these and then you can make a marmalade out of them. Because I've got a load of citrus fruits in the freezer that I put in the other day. I've got pink grapefruit, I've got oranges, I've got lemons, all in the freezer, ready for when I've got time to make a really lovely citrus marmalade. So, squeeze the juice, right Poppy, turn it inside out, and then squeeze again. You imagine you're wringing your brother's neck. Yeah? Apparently, he's an elusive one at the minute.
That's what he deserves.
Right, so that lime juice is just going to make the onions, it's going to take the rawness away, and it's going to give a really beautiful tang. Go and wash your hands.
Ow, it's stinging my foot.
Stop biting your nails then.
I don't bite my nails. They're too hot.
So, and what you can see is they're just sat in that lime juice. Honestly, it's a game changer, this. It really, really is. Okay, so I'm going to chop a red chilli. Now, you put as much or as little as you want in it, okay? And we're going to remove the seeds so that it's not too hot, because Poppy's a bit of a wimp when it comes to chilli. I'll be honest, aren't you?
Yeah. Could you add roasted the jars of peppers you could get?
Yeah, totally. You could add red peppers, you could add dried chili flakes, you could add chili oil in there. You don't have to have chili in it if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you, but I think fresh red chili, seeds removed, is more fruity than hot. So you get a real sort of nice gentle warmth, which works really well, because I've removed all the seeds. You've just got that nice flavour now. Just got to remember to wash your hands, haven't you, Poppy, once you've done this?
Not rub your eyes.
Not rub anything. Don't rub anything.
Tell that to Thomas.
I know. Right, so 1 red chilli, straight
Wow,
in.
that's really strong.
Okay, and now,
Oh no.
cherry tomatoes. Okay, so cherry tomatoes are really nice and sweet. Okay,
Please.
yeah, sure. Okay,
Do that other way.
yeah. So, cut in half. No, then into quarters. Okay, and then each quarter in half, so you end up in 8ths. I've done fractions this week with Thomas, actually.
I haven't.
Have you not? Yeah, but you're 13 nearly. You should know how to do
I don't
fractions.
like fractions.
Well, you won't know how to cut a cake up when it's your birthday, will you?
All for me.
So just cut your tomatoes into quarters and then each quarter into half. Do you want to put them in, Poppy, as I chop them?
Yeah.
Yeah? Lift them up. So they're really nice and sweet cherry tomatoes. They're the right one to use. If you're using just normal fresh tomatoes, I would suggest you remove the seeds so that you just have the tomato flesh. Or you could use tinned tomatoes, and what you need to do is pour it through a sieve, get rid of all the moisture, really get rid of all the liquid, so that you're just left with tomato. And that's probably the next best thing. But we definitely do not need to buy a jar of salsa, do we?
No.
No. Right. Can you finish cutting those for me?
Finish cutting what?
These.
I don't like.
But will you do it for me, please?
The tomatoes.
There's just those last few there, while I get the next part of the recipe on the go. So,
Where's the towel?
over there. Okay, so we're going to make a cheese. You know when you go to the cinema, you get your nachos, you got your pot of salsa, you get this weird orange cheese sauce on top of it, okay? We're going to replicate that, but in a nice way. So we've got some milk, okay? We're going to do the real stuff, not the fake stuff. Okay, and then I've got some corn flour. It's really important with your corn flour that you mix it with water first before you try and incorporate it into your milk.
Does that make oobleck?
Yes, it does. If you do lots of it. But this is it's a corn. So this is a corn starch. So this will thicken our milk and make it like a sauce. And then we're going to add our cheese to it. Okay. So as this comes up to the boil, it will start to thicken. But keep your eye on it. And while we do that, you need red Leicester because we want this to go orange. Okay. So that normal white cheddar doesn't really work with this one. You need it to be orange. Now, you don't like orange cheese, do you? Because you were scarred for life by your school teacher. Your dinner lady, weren't you? On the school dinners. So you can see. But we're trying to make cinema night here because we can't go to the cinema. So the cinema is coming to us. Sorry? See how it's melting, thickening straight away. It really won't take long. And then we just need to cook it out, make sure that you can't taste the flour. The only way to do it is to taste it. And if you can't taste the flour, then it is cooked out. But it will thicken, and it's only a little bit, so you need to keep your eye on it. These cast aluminium pans are great because things don't stick. And if you're really, really quick, the induction heat conducts really quickly, and off we go. Well done, Pops. Once you've done that last one, if you could just wipe the table, the chopping board for me, so that we've got a nice clean start, and then we're going to get the ice cream out and make those. Okay? So, brilliant. That's that. Move that over there, over there. If you can give that a quick wipe for me. This is a whole new experience. Poppy, tidying up.
And Emily.
Well, Emily did it once today. I don't think it'll happen twice. So, can you see that now, Emily? We have our glow-in-the-dark nacho cheese sauce. Yes, you totally can. It just takes a little bit longer. So you've got to watch it. The key to it is flour burns really easily once you add it to that liquid. Corn flour does the thickening and starch and swells up really quickly, whereas plain like wheat flour, it does it the same job but a little bit slower, so it takes a little bit longer to cook out.
We need to add ketchup to this.
We do now, yeah. So, on the salsa, to finish that off, we've got our ketchup, and that gives our sweetness, gives our sauce, and when you mix it together with the lime juice, you just get this amazing sauce. So, a little bit of seasoning. You're getting there, aren't you? There we go. Okay, brilliant. So that's our salsa done. That's our nacho cheese sauce done. Our nachos are in the oven. All we've got to do now is bring our ice creams together. Now, have you brought the ice cream in, didn't you? Where did you put it?
I didn't bring it.
From the house next door?
Oh, the fish food, the pre-made one.
The tubs. You go and get it, Potts. It's all right. Yeah. So we've bought some ice cream. And we're going to make, the best thing to do really, it's Friday night, is we're going to flavour our ice creams, okay, with what we've made. If you want to make your own ice cream, great. If you've got the time, you've got an ice cream maker, fab, make your ice cream. And then just as it's finished churning and turning into ice cream is when you would then start to add your flavours. So we've got our caramel, I've got my fish food here, so we've got our chocolate fish, and then we've got our cookie dough, and Poppy is going to flavour our ice creams. Okay, come on. Calm down. Right, so we've got number one ice cream here. So let's pop that into there.
That's my favourite ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Right, pop that into over there, and I'll do that one. Over there. Okay. And then we'll get the other one. It can be either. Which one are you making?
I'll make the cookie dough.
Okay, I will make the fish food then.
Okay.
Any more questions, Emily? From the public or from yourself?
Yeah, I've got a couple. The cheese sauce.
Yes.
If you're being got like red Leicester, you don't want it to be like that, like luminous orange. Can you?
It's not the same colour, that's all.
Can you use
Do you have a thing about orange cheese, Emily?
I don't like orange cheese either.
It's not perfect. I'll try it, but
I'll make her try it when we've finished.
can you use...
I've been down this road with her before.
Will you still get the same results if you use like a cheddar or...
Yeah, get red cheddar though.
No.
Is it the fact that it's red that you have a problem with? Okay, fine. So I've got my caramel here. We're not going to use it all, so I'm going to do my fish food first. So all you need to do is take your caramel, drizzle it around.
Mix it.
You don't want it to mix. I want it to just sort of, you want ripples of caramel ice cream. You know, when you scoop it all out. So now we've got this amazing caramel ice cream. I'm going to take a little bit more of the ice cream. Can I borrow your spoon? You've already eaten off that, haven't you?
No.
You have.
No.
I know you.
It's just really tempting.
Right, pop that over there.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to press a bit more into there. Okay. And then I have got my chocolate fish here. So the other ones are setting. We've got some more here. Do you want to pop them in? Yeah, can you... No, they're alive!
Add fish.
Add the fish?
To make fish food.
Absolutely.
We aren't using chocolate ice cream, we're using vanilla.
Yeah, we're using vanilla as a base. Then we pop our lid on.
And put it in the fridge.
And that goes into the freezer.
My favourite ice cream.
Okay? So, what you need is a little teaspoon now.
Like a really big small teaspoon.
Little teaspoon, because you want nuggets of cookie dough in there, don't you? And then what we're also going to do is take the excess chocolate and just run that across, because what's not to love about chocolate and cookies? All right, Emily, do you have a problem with chocolate and cookies? Red chocolate and cookies? So there, don't waste any of that chocolate. Pop it in there, and again, just marble it. And then Poppy's going to add those in. Okay? Oh, totally, it's just more ammunition. Are we any questions? Do we know if anybody's cooking with us today? Good? Good? Good. Right, I'd say we're almost there, Pops. Over my what? Oh, we're having too much fun. It's Friday, don't care. She's policing us. It's Poppy, she's taking ages. Right, let's get our nachos out anyway. And then we'll pop them in a great big plate, like so. Let's see, they're nice and crispy.
Oh no, is Friday night's pudding before May?
Oh, well, the thing is, the ice cream just needs about 10 or 15 minutes to sort of reset into the freezer. So I'm afraid it's nachos first today. So what we're going to do
I think
is...
that's enough cookie dough.
Yeah, it's great. So can you see that? And then all we'll do is get Poppy to step away from the cookie dough, pop the lid on, and then that can go into the freezer, and then you've got it. Now, whether you want to serve it in bowls, in cones, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to get the other one out. Poppy will just eat it straight out of the tub, I should imagine. So there is our ice cream. So, I know, it's fine, don't worry.
Yep.
Right, do you want to just go to the fridge and get the other one for me? And we'll show everyone everything. It's in the top, That's it. Right, so our nachos are all nice and crispy and lovely. We've got our salsa. So we're just going to mix this. Now, if you wanted it more adult, add a bit of coriander to it. That'd be really nice. But in terms of just sort of getting the kids, you know, to making and eating fresh salsa, we're just going with this one today. Yeah. Okay. So if you can take the lid off, that one as well. And you can try the ice creams, Poppy. And then we've got our cheese sauce. Look at it. Look how orange that is, Emily.
Oh no!
Look how orange it is. Look at that. That's proper cinema-style nachos, but better.
It does look quite tempting though.
I will see if I can get a picture of Emily tasting orange cheese sauce, and we'll post
She's not
it.
appearing.
No, she is on the last one that we ever do. She's going on with you.
Yeah, we're making.
I'm going to
pudding.
edit. They're going to do it.
We're gonna make a pudding.
So there you go.
We're still convincing.
And then, have we got a spare lime? Yes. Right, Pops, taste the ice creams. Tell everyone what they're like.
Okay, I'll do cookie dough.
A couple of lime wedges on there just to make it that bit more delicious, in my opinion. But that is our cinema night tea. We're off to go and pick a movie now. We've got our fish food caramel ice cream, cookie dough ice cream, and cinema style wedges. Wedges?
Really good.
Nachos, sorry. Now, if you want any of the recipes, go to masterclass.co website. You'll find all the recipes there that we've done for the past 6 weeks. You'll also find the recipe video that we're just doing now on YouTube. It'll be on the Masterclass UK Facebook feed. Please share it with your friends. If you think you know somebody who might enjoy getting in the kitchen with their kids, making some real food, but with the kids, please share it. Spread the word. It'll be great for more people to join us. And we will see you next week for more of our recipes. On Monday, we are doing... What are we doing Monday? Oh, it's National Pie Week next week. We are doing Italian chicken pie with Parmesan pastry on Monday. And on Wednesday, we're going to do a beautiful Spanish omelette with garlic mayonnaise and this amazing sherry vinegar dressed salad on the top. It's going to be absolutely immense. And then on Friday, we're doing mac and cheese like you wouldn't believe. It's going to be amazing. Might even sneak a bit of orange cheese in there for Emily. But thank you very much. Hope you all have an amazing weekend, and I will see you Monday.